From the moment we are born, we are granted the ability to shape our destiny. But as we navigate the complexities of life, we often forget we have this power in the first place. We fall for the pressures of society, rejection, fear, and self-doubt. However, the universe urges you to reclaim your power and embrace your divine essence. It sends signs and synchronicities your way, nudging you to wake up from the sleep of the comfort zone and take charge of your life. Reclaiming your power is a life-changing journey, but before we get there, we need to prepare ourselves for the changes it will bring. This power is so profound that not preparing your mind, body, and spirit might cause you to lose sight of it once more. You were born to thrive, to pursue dreams that ignite your soul and align with your authentic self. Yet, without personal power, you may find yourself settling for unsatisfying circumstances out of fear or insecurity. You might abandon your true interests, goals, and values, leading to a sense of disappointment over time. You'll find yourself floating in the void, disconnected from your true purpose and passion. It's like going through life without a compass, simply going through the motions without any sense of direction or fulfillment. But why do you feel this way? It's because you were not meant to be a bystander in your own life story. You're meant to use your personal power for the greater good, to develop an unshakable sense of self, and to move through the world authentically. Ancient cultures and modern spiritual practices have long studied the nature of personal power. There is a common thread that runs through them all. To reclaim our personal power is to recognize our innate divinity and the call to awaken to our true nature. This inner strength breeds resilience, enabling you to persist through challenges and celebrate victories, no matter how small. In Eastern philosophies such as Hinduism and Buddhism, there is the concept of Atman, or the eternal self, which is said to be identical to the ultimate reality or Brahman. Atman persists across multiple bodies and lifetimes, existing in a state of eternal hope and consciousness. The goal is to realize Atman, which is said to be the ultimate goal of human life. When Atman is achieved, we reach the inherent divinity inside of us, bringing about the liberation from the cycle of samsara. To reach this state, many speak of meditation, contemplation, yoga, and prayer. These practices help us quiet the mind, awaken the heart, and attune to the eternal self inside of us. But let's start with the basics, looking deep inside of us. The call to introspection is crucial, as the ancient adage wisely proclaims, "What we don't reflect on, we repeat." Confucius, the ancient Chinese philosopher, emphasized the importance of self-awareness and moral cultivation. He believed that true fulfillment and harmony in life could only be achieved through self-reflection and adherence to ethical principles. This involves questioning your beliefs, shedding limiting patterns of thought and behavior, and transcending the trap of ego. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for personal growth and development. It allows us to examine our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors with honesty and clarity. By shining a light on our inner world, we can uncover patterns, beliefs, and habits that may be holding us back or causing us to repeat the same mistakes. One of the fundamental truths of self-reflection is that we are not defined by our mistakes. While it's natural to feel ashamed or embarrassed when we falter, these moments of misstep are not indicative of our worth or potential. Instead, they are opportunities for learning and growth. Slowly, we'll create space for understanding and compassion towards ourselves. Confucius often spoke of the concept of Ren, which can be translated as humanity or benevolence. Cultivating a sense of compassion towards oneself and others is essential for personal growth and social harmony. This concept aligns with the idea of self-reflection, as understanding our own humanity allows us to better understand and empathize with others. As we nurture compassion within us, we'll be able to reflect on our experiences without judging ourselves harshly. Valuable insights will come to us, giving us knowledge of ourselves and the why behind our actions. Thus, the first step to reclaim our power involves learning why we do the things we do and forgiving ourselves for our mistakes. Ask yourself, what dreams or passions once ignited your soul but have been abandoned? What interests or causes do you long to explore further? Envision your ideal day without constraints. What activities would fill it? Allow your inner self to speak freely without fear of judgment. This will help you understand how, over the years, you've probably drifted away from your core desires, values, and non-negotiables while prioritizing the expectations of others. Now is the best moment to reconnect with your true self through sincere self-inquiry. Dedicating time each year for self-reflection can revolutionize your personal development and emotional well-being. Think of it as an annual rendezvous with yourself, an opportunity to assess your current position and envision your desired destination. To optimize this yearly tradition, begin by locating a serene sanctuary where you can settle without interruption. It could be a cozy nook at home or a serene spot amidst nature. The key is to choose a setting where you feel completely at peace. Equip yourself with a journal or digital device for note-taking, whichever feels most natural to you. Cast your gaze back upon the past year. Contemplate your highs, your lows, your obstacles and victories. This isn't about harsh criticism or excessive praise. It's about comprehension. Examine events and unravel the emotions and teachings they imparted. Take inventory of how you may have contributed to your own disempowerment. Have you fallen into the habit of people-pleasing, suppressing emotions, or settling for less than you deserve? By gently holding yourself accountable, you can begin unraveling these disempowering patterns. Set time aside whenever you encounter surprises, frustrations, or setbacks. Take a moment to pause and acknowledge the emotions you're experiencing. Record the event in your journal as soon as possible, providing enough detail to accurately recall the situation later on. Pay attention to the physical sensations accompanying your emotions. Whether it's a knot in your stomach, a rush of heat to your head, or an urge to cry, jot down any immediate thoughts racing through your mind. Take the time to delve into the reasons behind your emotional reactions. What specific aspect of the event triggered these feelings? Did it conflict with your expectations? Did circumstances not unfold as anticipated? Did you make an error in judgment? Designate an hour each week to review your journal entries. Dedicate this time on your calendar to ensure it doesn't get overlooked amidst other commitments. Approach this review with a mindset of realism and honesty. Recognize that it may be challenging to confront your shortcomings, but understand that self-awareness is essential for growth and improvement. As we keep exploring our minds, we'll often realize that we've lost sight of the power of humanity. We have lost our compassion and acted in questionable ways towards our peers. This often happens when we succumb to the pressures of society, fear, and self-doubt. By taking the time to reflect on our thoughts, emotions, and experiences, we can gain valuable insights into ourselves and our journey. But never confuse compassion with being a perpetual people-pleaser. This is another way society guilts us into giving away our inner power. Stop being a pleaser. When we bend over backward to accommodate others, saying yes to every request, we end up sacrificing our own needs and desires and feeling resentful towards others. Something far worse is happening here. This constant need to please others is actually stripping away your divinity. Imagine you have a beautiful garden within you, full of vibrant flowers and lush foliage. This garden represents your inner world, the sacred space where your divine essence resides. But when you constantly cater to the needs of others, it's like trampling through your garden with muddy boots, crushing the delicate flowers and tearing the leaves from the branches. When you constantly seek validation and approval from others, you give away your power, allowing external forces to dictate your worth and value. But true divinity lies in owning your worth, in recognizing that you are inherently worthy and deserving of love and respect simply by virtue of being alive. We reclaim our power when we strike a balance between being compassionate and pleasing others. How do we do this? Learn the difference between both of these by analyzing where they come from. While compassion arises from a place of genuine care and concern for others, people-pleasing stems from a fear of rejection or a desire for approval. When we engage in people-pleasing behavior, we sacrifice our authenticity and autonomy in an attempt to win the favor of others. Compassion is a cornerstone of our spiritual growth, allowing us to connect deeply with others and extend kindness and empathy. On the other hand, people-pleasing can erode our sense of self and diminish our power. Compassion is the light that illuminates our path, guiding us to acts of kindness and understanding. It teaches us to see the humanity in others, to recognize their struggles and pain, and to respond with empathy and love. When we approach life with a compassionate heart, we cultivate meaningful connections and foster a sense of belonging and community. Next, we must pay attention to our interactions with others. While it's essential to extend compassion to those in need, we must also recognize when our boundaries are being crossed or our energy is being depleted. Learning to say no with grace and compassion is a powerful act of self-care, allowing us to honor our truth and preserve our energy. When we act from a place of scarcity, we may feel compelled to people-please out of fear that we won't have enough love, acceptance, or validation. But when we embrace the abundance of the universe, we recognize that we are inherently worthy and deserving of love and respect regardless of external validation. Most of these issues stem from heeding the call of our ego and not the call of the universe. This is by far one of the hardest aspects to work on because the world is constantly telling us to listen to our ego. But ego is a cruel teacher. It distorts our perception of reality, leading us to prioritize our own desires, needs, and beliefs above all else. Ego feeds on fear, insecurity, and the need for validation, driving us to seek validation from other people just to create a false sense of self-worth. The trap of our ego is to blind us to our own faults and limitations. This hurts our interactions with other people as it prevents us from learning from our mistakes. That's why introspection is so important. It's the antidote to ego and allows us to take responsibility for our actions. Ego encourages us to deflect blame, make excuses, and rationalize our behavior, perpetuating a cycle of stagnation where we never get our power back. It reinforces the illusion of control, leading us to believe that we can manipulate and control the world to satisfy our desires. But all it ends up creating is more stress and anxiety, for the ever-changing world cannot be controlled. Reclaiming our power involves being aware of this reality. The destruction of ego is the birth of humility, and you start its destruction when you do something even successful people fear with all their hearts. Something so uncomfortable it scares most people. Ready to know what it is? It's embracing failure with open arms. Embrace failure to become humble. For many, accepting failure means giving away their power. In truth, learning how to deal with failure is the secret key to reclaiming it. Failure is one of life's best teachers, often a gateway to growth, learning, and transformation. When we embrace failure, we shift our perspective from one of defeat to one of opportunity. Instead of seeing failure as a setback, we view it as a stepping stone on the path to success. Failure teaches us valuable lessons about ourselves, our goals, and our capabilities. It provides us with valuable feedback that can inform our future actions. Accepting failure requires self-awareness. It involves acknowledging our mistakes, weaknesses, and limitations without judgment or self-condemnation. By accepting failure as a natural part of the human experience, we free ourselves from the burden of perfectionism and allow ourselves to be imperfectly human. Moreover, embracing failure fosters resilience and perseverance. When we encounter setbacks or obstacles, we learn to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and keep moving forward. Failure strengthens our resolve and deepens our determination to overcome challenges and achieve our goals. Consider the analogy of a sculptor shaping a piece of marble. With each strike of the chisel, the sculptor reveals the form hidden within the stone. Similarly, our mistakes serve as the chisel that chips away at the rough edges of our being, gradually revealing the essence of who we are meant to be. In many spiritual traditions, the concept of redemption is closely tied to the idea of learning from mistakes. Whether through rituals of repentance, acts of contrition, or practices of forgiveness, individuals are encouraged to confront their errors and seek reconciliation with themselves and others. This process of redemption is not about erasing the past, but about transforming it into wisdom for the future. What most people fail to notice is that failure fosters innovation and creativity. When our initial attempts fall short, we are forced to think outside the box, explore new approaches, and push the boundaries of what is possible. Failure sparks creativity and resourcefulness, leading to breakthroughs and discoveries that would not have been possible otherwise. In summary, mistakes are not to be feared or avoided, but embraced as valuable opportunities for learning and growth. By acknowledging our errors and reflecting on them with honesty and compassion, we can reclaim our personal power and move forward with greater wisdom and resilience. But we're still not ready to reclaim it in full. Even when we have our power, we can lose it again if we're not prepared to deal with frustration, the bane of most people's daily motivation. Battling frustration is crucial. Frustration arises when our plans are thwarted, expectations are not met, or obstacles stand in our way. It's a common human experience that we all encounter from time to time, but one many people never learn how to deal with. Frustration can manifest in various forms, whether it's a minor inconvenience like getting stuck in traffic or a more significant setback like a project delay or disagreement with a colleague. This is one of the more common ways through which we end up giving our power away. Leaders and visionaries throughout history have grappled with frustration in the pursuit of their goals and dreams. They faced internal and external challenges that tested their patience, resolve, and perseverance. From Thomas Edison's countless failed attempts before inventing the light bulb to Martin Luther King Jr.'s struggle against systemic racism and injustice, frustration was a constant companion on their journey to success. The journey starts now. Embarking on a journey to reclaim your power requires commitment. Never become complacent. Instead, develop a mindset of perpetual growth and transformation. Shed the layers of your old self that no longer serve you, paving the way for a cycle of awakening and empowerment. Welcome challenges that stretch your boundaries and propel you toward personal evolution. Courageously heed the callings of your soul, even if they lead you into unknown waters. By embracing these challenges, you embody the empowered consciousness that is your birthright. Let's draw inspiration from the wisdom of the German philosopher Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, who lived during the 18th and 19th centuries. One of Goethe's central ideas is the importance of resilience and perseverance when chasing our personal growth. He stated that true wisdom arises from never wavering from your commitment, no matter your strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears. This statement has also been echoed by recent psychological studies. Motivation researchers have explored the concept of self-efficacy, which is closely related to personal power. Self-efficacy refers to an individual's belief in their ability to achieve their goals and overcome challenges. These studies have shown that individuals with high self-efficacy are more resilient, motivated, and successful in pursuing their aspirations. That means that when we begin our journey to reclaim our power with intention and commitment, we have an easier time tapping into our inner resources to actually do so. It helps us better navigate life's obstacles with confidence and determination. Remember that when we take the time to reflect on our experiences, we gain valuable insights into ourselves and our actions. The call to reclaim our power is not merely a suggestion but a cosmic imperative, a mandate from the very fabric of existence itself. The universe wants you to reclaim your personal power and will help you do it as long as you commit. You're not a passive observer of your life, but an active participant in the tale of creation. Are you ready to take action?